Alright, so what we're going to do here is a regulator relocate on a 06 GSXR 600. I've already got the bike apart for other reasons. You'll need to at least take off the left fairing right here. Problem is these overheat a lot, so you want to keep them cool. Here is my street bike. I relocated this one. It normally sits right in here behind the radiator. You bring it out here so it gets some air to it. I'm actually going to do something different where I have the fins going horizontal. That way air can flow through it instead of hitting this and maybe, going over it. So we're going to do this on the track bike. We're going to do it for free. I have this piece of metal, scrap piece of metal I had laying around from another project. It's aluminum, real light, real thin, but strong. The goal is to take this regulator. I took the bracket off and everything. There's no horn. It's a track bike. And what we're going to do, normally this wire right here and the wires right here run over the valve cover. Because the stock wires aren't long enough, I disconnected it, brought it over here. We're going to run straight down with it. So that way I can put this right behind here, mount it like this, and it'll get air going through it on the fins. Honestly, this regulator is probably about toast. It's already got the wires coming through the back here. I'm going to have to replace it soon anyways, but might as well relocate it now. So take your piece of metal. We're going to take this top bolt out. I'm going to measure right here where I'm going to need to bend. Give it a little scratch. Can kind of measure out where the hole is going to be. We're going to drill that. Okay. Take a file here. I like to round off the edges on it. Okay. I'm going to end up putting some double-sided tape here on the back of it so it doesn't rub against the frame over there. First thing we need to do, obviously I'll have to drill a hole, but we also need to bend this. Okay. Get it mounted on there. I'm going to end up doing 290 degrees on this one. Okay, lines up there. I didn't bring that marker over here. Give it a little space. Don't go right up against the frame. We're gonna have to make the bend. It's gonna sit on there like that. This is gonna have to bend that way. Probably could have done that smarter. I should have done this bend first and then flipped it over. But that worked. There it is. So I'm going to have to drill one hole here to hold the bracket, 2 holes. We'll go somewhere in here. Be able to tighten it down, and then I'll end up cutting this edge off to trim it so it's not sticking down. Just like that. Gonna double check where my hole's at. Changed a little bit because of the bending. Let's see, we'll grab the bolt right here. Put some dial calipers on it. We're at about 2.27 inches. Sorry, 0.27 inches. Get a drill bit. This is 2.32. That's what we're going to want there. Perfect. I'll end up painting this black as well. Put some Rust-Oleum or something to protect it. It is aluminum, it shouldn't rust, but I want it to blend in more as well. Okay, get a general idea of where it's going to be. Put it right in the middle. Okay, got it marked. I don't know what bolts I'm going to use. Actually, here's the original bolts for it. This bracket normally goes like that. Probably just end up using these bolts here. I'll probably actually find some shorter ones because obviously I can't go like that, it's going to hit the frame. If I come out backwards, I'm going to have a bolt sticking out of it, and it's not going to look so good. So I'll probably get some shorter ones so that's flush. Should be around the same size though. It is. Okay. Go drill a couple more holes. Just make sure you're at the middle of the metal. Should be using the C-clamp, probably definitely now that it already bit. Basically from here, I'm going to end up putting that weather stripping on the back or double-sided tape so this doesn't rub against the frame and take the paint out. I'll end up spraying this thing black just to help it blend in. But in concept from here, should be pretty close to being ready to be bolted up. might be too small. Oh, it goes for that one. There we go. Feed these screws through first this time. Okay. Obviously you can clean this up as much as you want to get it bent right. Maybe clean up the corners a little bit better. But just for quickness of the video, I'm not wasting the time with that. I'm going to take it off and paint it as I said. Probably end up Loctiting the bolts too. There you go. Obviously I'm going to torque these a little bit better, but it's rerouted. Put your, make sure your fairing lines up and you'll be good.